Well, we've arrived at Flaming Gorge in the northeast Utah. This is our first visit here, so it's going to be a lot of exploration. And we're down at the eastern end, just at the Kark Creek Bridge, which is a very lovely bridge that crosses over to the other side of the gorge. So we'll continue our travels and see what we will see.
Hi folks, and welcome back to the Travels of Red Rover. This week we're going to do a short driving tour of the Flaming Gorge Dam, and then we're off to Antelope Flats to photograph the famous red rock that gives the gorge its name. So sit back, buckle up, and let's get going. So Corinne is marching back up the road there. She'd like to get a picture of the spillway. Can't quite see it from where I'm sitting. It's a very narrow area down here, so I've got the truck parked off to the side and staying with it while she goes off to catch a picture of the spillway. One of the highlights of driving down to Antelope Flats was the number of deer we saw along the road. It was not unusual to see one every couple miles. We also saw quite a large number of pronghorn, although they don't tend to stay very close to the road. We also saw quite a few cattle, and they do like to hang out on the road, so you need to drive pretty carefully. The red rock you see off in the distance is often quite red in the morning and is actually the namesake of the gorge. When Powell saw the rock one morning and its bright red glow, he called the gorge Flaming Gorge.
We've come down to Antelope Flats, and there's a boat ramp down here out on the reservoir. Shawn's decided to get out his good camera and see if he could get some pictures of the sunlight on that nice rock to the southwest of us. We're on a north shore of the reservoir, not very far from the Wyoming border.
So the light is really moving beautifully across the rock in the distance. And Corinne's sitting out there trying to get some photographs of it as the light kind of plays against the face of the rock. Good morning. We are at Antelope Flats this morning. Corinne has gone off ahead of me. She's going to go take a picture of that out there. And I'm just going to follow her down here. Not much in the way of clouds or anything of interest in the sky today. So mostly what she's doing is taking a photograph to capture the red coloration in the rock with the morning sun shining on it. The sun has finally gotten high enough to give it that nice color. She's off to find the perfect place, which I'm not exactly sure where that is, but I can see her off walking towards the old group campsite. So I expect that's where I'll find her. So Corinne, tell us what you were doing this morning.
Well, I was here taking a picture of the entrance to the gorge that's across the reservoir from us. The last time we came, it was pretty cloudy and a lot of shadows fell over top of the rock. So I wanted to get a nice clear picture without the shadows. I used a 70 to 200 lens to get a little bit tighter view of it. And I have a polarizing filter on the front of the camera.
That is an osprey nest, and there are two fairly large chicks in the nest. I spent a good part of the day yesterday trying to photograph them and hoping that Mama or Daddy would come back. And just about every time I would put the camera down, Mom or Dad would come back, and then just as soon as I picked up the camera again, Mom and Dad would fly away. And no matter what I did yesterday, the only side the chicks would show me was their backside, even though I walked around the nest a couple times. You can't get too close to it because if you get a little too close, they hide down in the nest. You can't see anything at all. So you've got to be sort of on a prominent hill with a long lens to actually see them at all. Anyway, if I let me show you a couple of the photographs I got yesterday, and they are not all that great. So I'll give you a little heads up to start off with. Well, that ends our trip to the Antelope Flats side of the gorge. Next week, we're up in Red Canyon for more photographs and adventures.
Well, it's been a bit of a crazy weather day. We started out with some sunshine this morning, and then clouds rolled in. We had some rain, and then we even had some hail. So hopefully we might get another sunny break this afternoon as it gets closer to sunset. We're looking forward to doing some photography here at Flaming Gorge. And here's Shawn.
At least that's the idea if we don't get rained out again tonight.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Keeping our fingers crossed, yep. Thank you so much for coming along on our little adventure to Antelope Flats. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to keep track of us and see more videos, please subscribe. And finally, when you want to know when we release videos, hit that bell. Until next week, take care. Bye for now.